concerns of the climate change, sustainable practices are the need of the hour across every sphere of human life, and their implementation on the urgent basis, without any delay, would be commendable. Thus, the need arises for eco-friendly elections. In August 2023, Election Commission of India (ECI) raised the concerns about the environmental risks associated with the use of non-biodegradable materials in elections. India is the most populous democracy of the world. As the country prepares for 2024 general election, environmental considerations must be prioritized, envisaging green elections. The concept of green elections mandates eco-friendly practices at every stage of the election, from campaigning to polls using eco-friendly and biodegradable materials for campaigning and hoardings, sustainable election rallies using renewable energy and environment-friendly practices at polling booths. Need for green elections. Generally, carbon footprint of elections goes unnoticed. Taking an example of 2016 US presidential elections, the emissions by campaign flights by just one of the candidates alone were equivalent to the carbon footprint of 500 Americans for a year. Traditional methods of elections relied on paper and plastic-based materials, energy-intensive rallies, loudspeakers, PVC banners, hoardings, and other disposable items, causing a significant environmental footprint. In case of India, crores of voters along with massive political campaigning and rallies, elections can amplify the environmental impact. According to a research by Williamson and Cripps from Estonia 2023, primary carbon emissions during elections are from transportation of voters and logistics to and from the polling booths. Recent examples in Kerala, Sri Lanka, Estonia. Since 1999, ECI has been urging political parties as well as candidates to avoid the use of plastic polythene during election campaign to avoid carbon footprint. Eco-friendly elections had been conducted successfully at many places. General election. The Kerala State Election Commission urged political parties to avoid single-use plastic materials for campaigning. Also, Kerala High Court imposed a ban on flex and non-biodegradable materials in electioneering, while graffiti and paper posters emerged as alternatives. In 2022, the Goa had eco-friendly polling booths for assembly elections. These booths were made using biodegradable materials, which was crafted by local traditional. In 2019, Sri Lankan political party Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna (SLPP) launched the world's first eco-friendly election campaign. Carbon emissions from vehicles and electricity used during political campaigns were measured and accordingly compensated by planting trees. Similarly, Estonia laid the foundations for digital voting as an online voting alternative, which is eco-friendly. Such transition towards green elections must involve all stakeholders such as political parties, election commissions, governments, voters, the media, and civil society. Political parties must lead this mission because climate change and sustainable development is inevitable at this moment. Legislations can be enacted mandating eco-friendly electoral practices, campaigning, and ECI can also incorporate such practices in the Model Code of Conduct. ECI can switch to digital voting also, but the training and capacity building of officials will be required to switch to digital voting. Lastly, media can highlight the environmental impact of conventional election methods, accentuating the eco-friendly alternatives.